Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Chandramohan from Sri Samraj Physiotherapy Center, Dindivanam. A warm welcome to all and happy Ramzan to all. Participants are from our nation and abroad. This is our 8th webinar and second on web series. The topic is Role of Physiotherapy in Psychosomatic Medicine. Will be taken by Dr. T. Karthikeyan, postdoctorate neurophysiotherapist, formerly professor and principal in CPMS College of Physiotherapy, Guwahati. Presently working as a clinician in NIMHANS, Bengaluru for past 15 years. This webinar is organized by Sri Samraj Physiotherapy Center, Dindivanam, Fitness and Rehab India YouTube channel, exercise testing and prescription website exrx.org in association with Dr. Rupesh Peak Health Studio, Chennai. I welcome co-host Professor Duna Saha from PD Women's College, West Bengal. Now let us learn from Dr. T. Karthikeyan. Dr. T. Karthikeyan, please start the session. Sir, please start the session.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dr. Chandramohan, given the greatest opportunity to deliver the topic entitled is Role of Physiotherapy in Psychiatry or Psychosomatic Medicine or Mental Health Disorder. My name is Dr. Karthikeyan Thangavelu. Currently, I am working as a clinician at NIMHANS, Bengaluru. So, the NIMHANS means we used to deal with the neurological dysfunction and the psychosomatic condition especially. For past 15 years, I am working with the neurological patients as well as psychiatric patients. So those experience I wanted to share my knowledge and skill to my colleagues, friends and students. So it is a very, very unique area to work and deliver our skill to reduce morbidity and mortality of especially psychiatric patients. So the first, what is the role of physiotherapist in psychiatry or psychosomatic medicine or mental health? That I am going to describe right now. So the physiotherapy means it is a systematic method of assisting cardiorespiratory, musculoskeletal, neurological, including pain and psychosomatic disease to prevent illness by the way of manual therapy and the physical ability. So this is the definition which was given by Indian Association of Physiotherapy, and I myself drawn this definition. Another things, what is the meaning of psychosomatic medicine or mental health dysfunction or psychiatry? So it is a branch of medicine which deals with the mental behavior attitude. The term refer to psychiatry or psychosomatic medicine or mental health disorder. So what is the interlink between physiotherapy in mental health? In 2011, there was an organization which was formed by World Confederation for Physical Therapy. They given European region to find out whether the physiotherapy role to establish the movement function or not. That purpose, they have created one organization. That organization name is IOPT-MH. IOPT means International Organization of Physiotherapy in Mental Health. So they form an organization through WCPT. That's why it is called as IOPT-MH, International Organization of Physiotherapy in Mental Health. In 2011, it was introduced by WCPT. So it is a sub-discipline of physiotherapy in mental health. Like physiotherapy in musculoskeletal is there, physiotherapy in orthopedics is there, physiotherapy in neurological condition is there, physiotherapy in psychosomatic condition, which was introduced by 2011 WCPT, that name called as International Organization of Physiotherapy in Mental Health. So the WHO also already giving the statement, it is a complete physical, mental, social well-being, not merely absence or disease or infirmity, which was given by WHO. So if you are having good health, you should complete physical, mental, social well-being, not merely absence of disease or infirmity, which was given by WHO. Now, the definition already I told you. What is the interlink between it? Is a systematic method of assisting cardiorespiratory, musculoskeletal, neurological, including pain and psychosomatic disease to prevent illness by the way of manual therapy and physical ability. So the IOPT, they given some what are all the area physiotherapist can deliver the services, especially if you taken the physiotherapy services from the emergency area to community setting. Emergency area, the patient having very severe anxiety or depression or any sorts of mood disorder, if it is anything developed, suddenly he is unable to go unconscious to subconscious, this kind of mood alert changes, anything happening. So the physiotherapist or healthcare people, they have to guide the proper way to reach the hospital. So we are delivering the services from the emergency to community healthcare settings. So these are all the area, and the evidence-based medicine also. Right now it is upcoming. There was a recent evidence in 2011 onwards. There was a lot of research work which are carried out to reduce the morbidity and mortality of psychosomatic conditions. So we are working in the emergency area to community health settings. Another we are working various mental health disorder, especially anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, mood disorder, sleep disorder, eating disorder. There is a various underlying disease which lying in the mental health or psychiatry or psychosomatic conditions. That introduction which is describing right now. So being a physical therapist or movement scientist, we called as movement scientist also or physical therapist also. Our aim is to improve the emotion as well as physical health. Being a part of the team, we are working integrative care or comprehensive care. So integrative or holistic approach. So there was a team which we are working together to well-being of the patient. Who are all the team member? Especially psychiatrist, physiotherapist, psychologist, physical medicine and rehabilitation, that is physiatrist, then social worker, then speech and speech pathologist. These are all the people, they have to work and they have to deliver skill-based training to the patient to reduce the morbid and mortality of the psychosomatic conditions. Now, the WCPT, World Health Organization, they given some of the objective to establish the role of physiotherapy in mental health. What is the objective of the IOPT-MH? IOPT-MH especially to conduct various seminars to create awareness, to create awareness among the public, especially psychosomatic condition, anxiety, depression, mood disorder, behavior, lack of motivation. These are all the patients. They have to motivate some of the physical exercise which help to improve the well-being and the quality of life. The second is we have to conduct various seminar, workshop, symposium to create awareness among the public as well as sharing the knowledge with the same profession as well as rehab profession. We have to coordinate with this. That is the second objective of the IOPT-MH, International Organization for Physical Therapy in Mental Health. So what are all the etiology? Etiology we called as IEC. I means inherited. That is family history. It is due to family history. The gene is already psychiatric symptom is there. He may develop psychosomatic conditions. And the second one is environmental. Due to working culture or work stress, it may lead to develop some psychosomatic condition. Third one is there was a abnormal chemistry, especially brain, it will generate some of the chemistry. That is, if it is abnormal, especially it occur in the neurotransmitter, that leads to develop the psychosomatic or psychiatry or mental health dysfunction. These are all the main etiology of the psychosomatic conditions. Next slide, how the symptoms, what is the role of physical therapy? Physical therapy means we have to minimize the symptom and maximize the function. What is the role of physical therapy? We have to reduce the symptom and maximize the function. Especially, we have to achieve through our exercise protocol. Already, the exercise prescription and testing, that is, this organization, they are doing wonderful job. On the basis, this evidence-based protocol we need to apply, especially symptom, how it will be developed from the genes to molecules to cell to the brain. So there is a dysfunction underlying area, this area it may develop through psychosomatic morbidity or psychosomatic conditions. So where mainly when you consider psychiatric condition, stress is the very mental disorder. The stress is developed, the person unable to perform his routine work. So the stress activities, especially it is closely associated with the dysfunction of the endocrine system. So the endocrine system, how it will be affecting in physiological point of view, especially it affect the pituitary gland in hypothalamus, then followed by adrenal corticotrophic hormone, that adrenal cortex, then physiological, finally what will happen, it will increase your body temperature. So that we called as divided into ergotrophic, prophotrophic. Ergotrophic means it is a sympathetic. Prophotrophic means it is a parasympathetic activity. If any abnormal happening, first it affects the nervous system. How it will affect sympathetic and parasympathetic? Sympathetic means stress activities. Parasympathetic means it is a relaxed mode of activities. So what will happen if you get anybody X or Y or he or she, anybody getting, immediately your vital sign will get increase. That is sympathetic activity, ergotrophic response, especially heart rate, blood pressure, then pulse, then respiratory rate. These four will increase. Simultaneously, prophotrophic response, it will decrease when stress. So we have to administer some of the strategy to reduce the stress. That is, we called as, the strategy name is, one is progressive muscle relaxation technique, another one is that is called as Jacobson technique. It was introduced in 1929 by some of the scientists. That's why the name called as Jacobson technique. The second technique is autogenic training. Third one is visualization. Fourth one is biofeedback. There are four underlying techniques which will help to reduce the stress. It can be applicable for schizophrenia. It can be applicable for mood disorder. It can be applicable for obsessive compulsive disorder. It can be applicable for any mental disorder like anxiety, depression, any personality disorder, mood disorder, any eating disorder, any abnormal behavior, any attitude behavior, anything is there. These four techniques generally we use to perform. There was so many techniques, but this progressive, being a physical therapist, we are supposed to handle this technique. One is progressive muscle relaxation, autogenic training, visualization, another one is biofeedback. This first three technique, which is observational technique, the last one is machine-induced technique. So mechanical, non-mechanical. One is observational, another one is non-observational techniques. So there was a symptom. So depression means it is a loss of interest. If you given any work, he is unable to perform his duty, or he don't want to perform anything. If you given any assignment, his mind will be, because he is depressed due to some family issues or due to his superior treating improper manner. These are all the issues it may develop depression. Anxiety means always he himself thinks I am doing everything is wrong. That kind of anxiety he himself creates. That is also one kind of important symptom. Another one is bipolar, BPAD, bipolar affecting. This is called as mood disorder. So the mood elevation, fluctuation will be there, up and down. Third one is dementia. Dementia, which consists of three categories, that is a memory issues, that is a memory loss. One is Alzheimer's disease, another one is vascular dementia, then frontotemporal dementia. There was a three types of dementia will be there. That is called as memory loss. Then the name itself, ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. Attention deficit hyperactive disorder. When you given any work, his mind will be deviated to concentrate other work. That is called as ADHD. It can be occur in the children to adult up to geriatrics. Then schizophrenia. Schizophrenia means he is unable to think properly. These three symptoms is common. One is thinking, feel, behavior. There is a abnormal or loss of thinking, loss of feel, loss of behavior. These three things, it may develop schizophrenia. Then obsessive compulsive disorder. That is excessive thought, compulsive means repetitive behavior. Another one is post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. This you may forgot some of the event, like your marriage you forgot. It may happen due to any trauma, especially head injury, anything happen. This may develop, that is called as post-traumatic stress disorder. So these are all the main symptom of the psychosomatic conditions, along with the psychotic development disorder. So you may raise some questions. How to treat, being a physical therapy, not understanding the mental condition, because we are not familiar with this to handle, especially patient-centered approach. Another one is lack of interaction with the patients. Then we have to analyze the patient, what is the character of the patient. Then patient himself owns safety. Then what kind of treatment we can deliver. These 5 areas we need to. So suppose the patient comes to take the treatment from your services. If he comes to any physiotherapy center or wherever you go to any hospital, how the room should be. We cannot treat like other like neurological symptoms. We have to take proper attention. The room should be completely good ventilation. All the sound making instrument should be switched off, especially TV, radio, mobile. Everything should be switched off. Then we ask the patient to lie down. If he weared any tight cloth, ask them to remove it. It should be completely free. Then ask them to wear in the supine lying. Then ask the patient to, we have to keep 2 pillows under, one is under the head, another one is under the lumbosacral area. It will give relaxation to the entire muscle. Our aim is we have to give always relaxation to the patient. Once he get relaxed, his mental stress or physical stress, everything it will be reduced. So he can perform his duty, whatever our goal, physically, mentally, he will become near normal. That is our goal. So the treatment assessment area also completely good ventilation. All the sound making instruments should be switched off, and the patient should be supine lying, because that supine lying is the appropriate position. It will give relaxation to the patients. This is assessment. The same area we can start the treatment. That is, I already told you, there was a observational technique, another one is mechanical technique. So there was 3 techniques which I am going to describe later on. So schizophrenia means there are 3 symptoms: his thinking, behavior, attitude. It may be lost or it may be abnormal or any disturbances. Generally, he may not be looking like normal. So we have to quantify his symptom. According to the symptom, we can start the treatment. Whether the patient under the area of acute condition or subacute condition or chronic, which is suitable and which is suitable delivery to the treatment, we have to choice of the treatment we have to decide. That is called as exercise prescription. So what kind of exercise we can deliver to the patient, we have to quantify. So these are all the main symptoms. He may have feeling of anxious, feeling of depressed, emotional outbreak, sleep problem, weight, acute or withdrawal, substance abuse, feeling of guilty, changes in behavior or feelings. So another Mendel three things I already told you. He has abnormal thinking, unwanted thinking, then feels, he always think any bird feels and behave some of, he will not behave like normal, he behave with some abnormal behavior and attitude. These three symptoms which lying in the mental health conditions. So symptom, you can see hallucination. Another specific symptom for schizophrenia: hearing voice, hallucination, feeling of control, baseless fear, lack of attention. So there was a approach. Being a physical therapist, I told you there was a specific physiotherapy management, general physical therapy management. And in NIMANS, we have the services in established in different manner. One is we are the psychiatry consists of very vast area. NIMANS used to deliver the services from the child. We have separate unit for child and adolescent psychiatry. We have separate unit for CAMP, that is called as Center for Addiction Medicine, especially alcohol patients. Then third one is the geriatric conditions. The fourth one is geriatrics, family psychiatry. Then these are all the four area we are offering the training as well as we are offering the clinical services. So the main, I told you, specific exercise prescription. Another one is general exercise prescription. There was some of the exercise protocol, especially Norwegian psychometric physiotherapy, then relaxation exercise, Tai Chi exercise, then physiotherapy in geriatric exercise, then psychomotor physiotherapy for children, psychomatic physiotherapy approaches, exercise and the physical activity in mental health, psychomotor physiotherapy for service in mental health disorder. So specific and general approach which is mentioned here. Then there was here another technique, cognitive behavior therapy. Cognitive behavior therapy, CPT we called us. So this cognitive behavior, one is it is working cognitive, especially cognitive means mind. Another one is relaxation technique. Any patient, physiotherapy first, the relaxation technique we have to administer to the patient. Third one is any educational pamphlet or something, which position the patient has to sit. So we have to give the proper advice to the patient. Then last one is the machine, especially biofeedback. Biofeedback, which consists of two things. One is EEG and the ENMG. So especially this one is mind, cognitive thinking. So this strategy, defining problem, planning response, trying out solution, evaluation success. Then relaxation skill. Relaxation, MPSR, we called as mindful based stress reduction. Mindful based stress reduction means immediately your mind has to come, that is Jacobson technique, PMR 1929. PMR, visualization, autogenic training. This technique, these three techniques, it will come relaxation skill. Another one is psychoeducation. How to sit, how to stand, how to walk. You have to maintain how postural education it is described. Third one is ENMG and electromyography and EEG. So there was an assessment we called as one technique, that is called SMART technique. When the patient comes to assessment area or treatment room, we have to quantify these 5 markable statement. One is S specific, M for markable, A for accurate, R for relevant, T for time bound. So this strategy we have to, generally musculoskeletal we are using SOAP, but the psychosomatic condition we have to use SMART principle. S stand for specific, then M stand for markable, A stand for accurate, R stand for relevant, T stand for time bound. So mainly this symptom we called as keeps. Any patients coming, this skips we have to check. One is soma, physical symptom like pain, anything is there. Cognitive means it is related to your thinking and thinking. Emotion, if we strong feeling, emotion means strong feeling. Behavior, how he is behaving, whether he is behaving normal or abnormal, and he interact with his friends, colleagues. So the relationship and the relationship between the patient and physical therapist, the technique we called as patient-centered approach. Another one is our aim is promotion, prevention, and rehabilitation. There are three ways to reduce the psychiatric conditions: promotion, prevention, and rehabilitation. Then evidence-based practice intervention. There was another technique we called as Norwegian psychomotor physiotherapy, basic body awareness therapy, cognitive behavior therapy, physical activity, then progressive muscle relaxation, that is called as PMR. Then Norway physical therapy. What is the role? How it is working? Norwegian physical psychomotor physiotherapy. One is it will help to stabilize or relaxing the muscles. Another one is mainly for it created tension and relaxation of the muscles. Norwegian psychomotor physiotherapy technique, it created tension and followed by relaxation of the muscles. The third one is how to assess the patient. The patient we can assess. There was a four technique. One is the patient is standing position or sitting, especially lying, prone or supine or standing. These are all the assessment performed by Norwegian psychomotor physiotherapy technique. Then patient experience, we have to create the tension on the muscle followed by relaxation of the muscles, that it will enhance the emotional well-being and physical well-being. Then basic body awareness therapy. This will mainly for any movement. We are the expert movement scientists. Any movement we created, especially we ask the patient to forward walk. Any movement the patient getting relaxed, that we need to quantify. That is basic body awareness therapy. This continuation of the scale which we are using, the scale name is BARS, Basic Body Awareness Rating Scale, especially to quantify the research. Any prognosis when you administer this body awareness therapy, which is improving or not, we are using one scale, that is research outcome, that is called as BARS, Basic Awareness Rating Scale. So this structure, this slide which describe about basic body awareness, how it is working when you touch the patient contact, then some of the changes you can observe from the body, then we are quantifying that experience. It will integrate into some of the outcome we are finding, that is called as this approach. Then another one is cognitive based therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy. This is an umbrella term. This consists of four elements, mainly environment, thoughts, behavior, and body. So which was introduced by 2012. That's why this is cognitive behavior therapy. Then ACT model, these are all psychiatrists used to perform. Then psychological flexibility model. So some of the component which is lying, especially awareness, self as a context, diffusion, acceptance. These five components we need to quantify. Then active physio model, increase physical capacity and function, respond flexibility, goal setting with the patient individually, set of functional adapted activities. Then physical activity, especially we are giving the general condition also, the patient general induced psychosomatic condition, especially obesity, diabetes, then cardiovascular disease, any muscular. Now recently, the COVID-19 induced anxiety and depression disorder. That is also we can give some of the physical activity. It will help to reduce the mental and the physical well-being. Then some of the model behavior and counseling, especially assess, advise, agree, and assist and arrange. Then progressive muscle relaxation, it is very simple. We make the patient supine lying. We ask the patient to create a tense and relaxation of the muscles. Especially the patient asks them to concentrate in the right side, followed by left upper extremity, then right lower extremity, followed by left lower extremity. How to perform the patient? Either lying is the appropriate position. We make the patient, especially ask the patient to shoulder flexion, extension, shoulder flexation. Then ask the patient to elbow flexion. Ask the patient to perform the elbow flexion. Ask them to hold for a few minutes. Then ask them to perform extension. Ask them to hold for 5 minutes. Then supination and pronation. Ask the patient to hold the supination for 5 minutes, followed by pronation. Ask them to hold for a few minutes. The same way, right side wrist flexion. Ask them to hold for 5 minutes, followed by ask them to extend the wrist. These are all the simple. The same things will continue in the left upper extremity, then followed by hip, knee, ankle. So that is also we have to administer, especially hip flexion extension, knee flexion extension. We have to hold sometime, then ankle flexion extension, right side, left side. All those things we have to ask the patient to perform. Another one relaxation method which we used to perform being a physical therapist, especially massage. Massage means it is a scientific manipulation of soft tissues performed with the hands to affect muscular and circulatory system. So any patient, especially anxiety, depression, they have more tense. If you give a complete massage, it will give the soothing to the muscles, especially tapping. Some of the technique massage we used to perform. So massage one of the significant component to reduce the stress. One of the appropriate approach. So this technique I already explained. The right side how to do it, left side how to do it, right lower extremity how to do it, left lower extremity how to do it. Everything which is explaining. So minimum it takes minimum 1 hour to complete the entire progressive muscle relaxation, that is called as Jacobson 1929 it was introduced. So one is ethics based, another one is evidence based. These are all the technique which is more appropriate to administer, especially psychosomatic or psychiatric condition or mental health. So specific condition, being a physical therapist, we have to use these 4 only. One is progressive muscle relaxation, autogenic training, visualization, biofeedback. The rest of the technique we called as, there was Qigong method, Tai Chi, yoga, massage. Okay, these are all ethics based. Evidence based, these 4 only we are administering to the patient, especially to reduce the stress. So service user, the mainly who is going to mainly patient and the therapist. So I already told you there was a team which working the welfare of the patient well-being. So mainly for social worker will be there, then psychologist, psychiatrist, then physical medicine physiatrist. The entire team has to work to reduce the morbidity and the mortality of the psychosomatic conditions. So after exercise, what are all the feeling the patients? So it will promote or ameliorate. It will promote or ameliorate, especially to improve the stress reduction. Then his attitude will be changed, his behavior will be changed, then his concentration will be changed, his attention will be changed, his thoughts will be changed. So the physical exercise, it is one of the significant component to control abnormal activities of the psychiatric symptom. That's why we have to give proper testing exercise protocol to administer and reduce the psychiatric symptoms. So these 4 area, one is when patient coming to with the symptom of psychiatric, client-centered approach, then expert mobility, then prevention Prevention one is promotion, the last one is rehabilitation. Being a physical therapist, we are ready to work PPR, prevention, promotion, and rehabilitation. So this area, when we are working, we are able to give the complete support to the quality and the emotional well-being of the psychiatric conditions. So communications, we have to create a good relationship with the patients. Once the patient comes, we have to approach uh, uh, standard SOP protocol to apply that patient. We can give the concrete support to the psychiatric disorders. Then the relationship, we are using this kind of relationship. Then supportive communication, emotional support period to counseling and treatment planning, establish rapport through empathy. Empathy means motivation, superiority of the perspective approach, active listening. The patient is listening or not, his attention is deviating or not, we need to quantify. Then empathy, that is a lack of motivation. That is a very broader area. Everything, the relaxation approach is the ultimate aim to reduce the good mental well-being. So some of the MOCA, this is also another research outcome that is called MOCA, Montreal Cognitive Assessment Scale, MOCA. So it is very simple, easy to administer. If you see that MOCA website, you came to know how to administer it, especially to assess your thinking capacity. Then another one is CAMP, that is I told you demands. So SIVA, Clinical Institute of Withdrawal Alcohol, withdrawal assessment of alcohol. So these are all the components which we need to assess it, especially alcohol addiction patient. Then body awareness, PARS I already told you, body awareness rating scale. So these are all the components which will especially I notice different in the way of my body react to various food. So these are all the things. So non-verbal, when the patient come to your clinic or hospital, how to being a therapist, how to interact with the patients. Especially, you have to take proper attention. You should not create any. You should keep calm. You should approach client-centered approach. That manner, we can give the support to the patient. And schizophrenia, I already told you there was a different underlying mental conditions. We are treating movement expert. So schizophrenia, another one is anxiety, depression, then dementia. Dementia, which consists of three categories. One is Alzheimer's disease, vascular dementia, then frontotemporal dementia. So we should not get the patient suppose very aggressive mood. Being a therapist or being a movement expert, we need to treat the patient very calm, very polite, good respect to the patient. The patient, if it is aggressive also, we can give the concrete support to the patient. Our aim is to improve the mental and the emotional well-being. That we need to give the concrete support to the patients. So awareness, there was a technique we called as progressive muscle relaxation, Mendel-based stress reduction technique, Tai Chi technique, yoga. Yoga, it is mind and body connected, Qigong, Vincentic system, Feldenkrais method. So this for some of the techniques specific we are using for psychiatric condition. Some of them general psychiatric condition, especially anxiety and depression, we can use it. The rest of the things. So any alertness, the body system, how it is working, this picture which is showing. So it is mainly connected with the mind and body. Body means muscles. So when mind is having strong without any obstacle, we can focus the muscles to work, especially fitness and physical activities. Then some of the exercise which we can prescribe, especially active range of motion, passive range of motion, stretching and strengthening, that is called as Pilates. These collectively we call as Pilates. Then stretching, strengthening, passive range of motion, resisted, assisted exercise, then treadmill, then biofeedback, balance master. So they have some gait issues. We can correct it through some gait corrected exercise. So all those things depends upon the where we need to quantify the patient is acute, subacute, or chronic. On the basis, we can decide the appropriate protocol to deliver to the patients. So some of the relaxation technique already we discussed, especially PMR technique. You have to encourage, ask them to listen to music. In Tai Chi exercise, we can perform through postural. Some of the posture, and it is a combination of treatment. Tai Chi means it's a combination. So sometimes when you laugh, that is also it will reduce your stress. Then if you listen to music, it will reduce your stress. Then if you do standing along with some relaxation posture, it will help you reduce your stress. Some deep breathing exercise, then pulsed breathing exercise. Those exercises it will help to reduce your stress. So this protocol we need to administer according to the need of the patient. That is exercise, testing, and prescription. So I already this is a PMR. How to the patient is supine lying, how we can use that protocol, especially upper extremity, lower extremity, spine, and neck, how to introduce or implement that protocol. So autogenic training means I am full of energy. That is a positive attitude. I am not yet tired. It is also positive, but it is a negative. I am full of energy. I am not yet tired. If you tell I am full of energy, that is positive statement. I am not yet tired, that is a negative statement. So autogenic training we always give to the patient. You should become normal. Don't afraid. Your health will be improved. You become normal. Those kind of positive statement we can give to the patients, especially psychosomatic conditions. So this 4 area cognitive behavior, the situation, thoughts, emotion, behavior, body sensation. So body awareness, everything, it is a mixed combination of the treatment approach, especially relaxation technique. So along with the massage, everything it will help to reduce the symptom of the psychiatric conditions. So another one is EMG, electromyography. Second one is ENMG, electromyography. Then electromyography, especially muscles. How the muscles sending the impulses we can quantify through. Some of the abnormal is there, we can record. That is called as electromyography. ENMG, it is assessing the brain, how the impulses is working. It will help you. So you can exactly quantify. You can check before sleeping or after sleeping, or conscious or subconscious. We can quantify in different parameters. So that is also any mental abnormalities or mind abnormalities we can able to quantify. So visualization, this is connected between the eye and the mind. So we can give the relaxation to your muscles. Should not give any stressful event or anything. Ask them to whatever they are liking. Ask them to visualize. So especially to see the greeneries, it will help to reduce the stress, especially visualization. So it is connection between the mind and the eye. So some of the yoga is mainly connected with the body and mind. Some of the Hatha yoga, Iyengar yoga. So some of the yoga also it will help to improve the emotional well-being and the social well-being. So these are all the yoga if you performing. It will help to reduce all the exercise. You have to undergo some of the supervision or expert opinion only. You can take the protocol and then go through the protocol.